Yo, what is up, guys? Draco Sean here, back with another One Piece video. So yeah, let's get straight into the chapter. So it's chapter 1041, titled Komurasaki. The cover page, I mean, we continue with the German stuff. I mean, Pudding is punching, I think it was, well, I think it's, I forgot, Ichi, I think, isn't it? Yeah, Ichi, yeah. Oh, no, Niji, I think. It's Niji, yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's interesting. We'll see where it goes. Let's get to the main stuff. So, if I had to sum up this chapter, I may sound like I'm hating, but honestly, I'm not gonna. There's some good things in this chapter, but there are things I don't like in this chapter. If I had to rate it, I'll give it a 5. That sounds like I'm being harsh, but I'm honestly, I am not vibing with this arc. I don't like this arc. I think this arc is written badly. I think I've made my points very clear, honestly, in the last couple videos. So I don't have to really go too much into it, but it's this chapter doesn't change my opinion on any of that, honestly. But yeah, let's just talk about this chapter. So we'll go in order of how this chapter was structured. So we start off with Momonosuke. He's talking about Zunisha. Now one thing that's interesting is that Momo reveals that in Odin's journal, Odin ripped out the pages in the journal which contained information on Laugh Tale, and why Roger and Oda were laughing. Obviously, that makes a lot of sense, obviously, because I feel like Oda will not give anyone else in the world the information on Laugh Tale, except the only people that would know it are the Roger Pirates, and maybe Shanks, because we know that Shanks didn't go to Laugh Tale. And because Shanks is he's a very big name in the new world, I would not be surprised if he already knows what the One Piece is. Maybe he figured it out himself. So I guess, yeah, I think the Roger Pirates know about Laugh Tale and that, and I think it's implied that Whitebeard also knows about it because Roger told him some stuff, but hey, we'll find out. We'll find out. But I think again, that makes sense. But yeah, Momonosuke is just talking to Zunisha. He's having a little conflict. I mean, it's fine. This is all right, scene. It is what it is. We're just getting some more clarification on the relationship between Zunisha and Momonosuke. I hope we get more into Zunisha because he's clearly way more important than we give him credit for. But yeah, and he's talking to Yamato, by the way. So then we go to the next part of the chapter, which I don't really care about. Raizo beats Fukurokuju. I mean, whatever. Who cares? I mean, I don't care. I mean, it's happened. Good for Raizo. I mean, it just shows once again how bad this arc is because the good guys are winning. Like, I would just sum it up really quickly. The bad guys are losing and the good guys are winning. That is so boring. That is so cliche. It is so boring. If the bad guys don't get any W's, it's like this arc just feels like it doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? Like, up against two emperors, there have to be some consequences. And so far, the good guys are just winning every single fight. So whatever. Raizo beats Fukurokuju. He runs into Jinbei. Done. Then we go to the Orochi Komurasaki stuff. And finally, Komurasaki reveals to Orochi that she is the daughter of Odin. So finally that's been revealed to Orochi. So now Orochi knows. I mean, I kind of wish we got more clarification on the scene. I don't know what's happening, what's going to happen with the scene. Because Komurasaki apparently, well, she's clearly thought ahead, which I think that explains why for most of this fight that she's actually been, like, we haven't seen much from her because she's kind of been goading Orochi, just playing along with Orochi until it's time to strike. And we find out that in this chapter that she's used the sea stone nail, I think, to pin down Orochi, so he can't use his Devil Fruit powers. So that I think was very smart. That's a very smart idea, of course, because we still don't know the secret to Orochi's Devil Fruit powers. We don't know, because remember, he's been able to survive. His head got chopped off by Kaido. The scabbards supposedly killed him. He's still alive. So we don't know what the secret of his Devil Fruit is. It's possible he has multiple lives. Maybe that could be a thing. I don't, because he has like a couple, like I think it's 8 heads. I think, isn't it 8 heads? Yeah. So I think it's possible that he has 8 lives, which I think that's that is really busted if that's the case. But we also find out that I think it's kind of confirmed, but Orochi likes the same song that Odin likes. Because remember, back in the flashback, Odin wanted Hiyori to play this song, and we called it, I think they called it the Moon Princess. So I guess that's cool. I mean, it's fine. This scene is, I mean, it's just moving on with the story. It's nothing like exceptional. It's like, all right, whatever. Now this is the part I want to talk about. Izo versus CP0. It just makes, like, no matter how you spin this arc, this is the negative of the chapter, hands down. Like, if you want to actually look at this chapter and like rate it, this is by far the worst part of this chapter. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious. It's like, I don't get it. Like, for me, I feel like CP0 needs something to them, right? And this chapter does not make them look good. The other chapter, when they beat Drake, and oh, that's another thing, Drake is still standing, so that's just great as well. Like, how first? I mean, maybe I'm underrating Izo. Maybe Izo is not as weak as I thought. I mean, I wouldn't expect him to be weak, but I mean, I wouldn't expect him to be able to beat CP0, and he was also in a very weak condition. So I don't understand, like, how was he able to do that? Because in this chapter, he beats one of the members of CP0, which I think that's absolute BS. Like, I don't get it. Like, it's like Oda doesn't want the bad guys to win any of their fights. And I think he has this thing, he says live on Kiku. I mean, honestly, at this point, I don't even believe in anything at this point. Who's gonna die? How is Izo beating CP0? Can someone explain that to me? Because it makes no sense. And this does not make CP0 look good. And even the guy with the hat and the scarf, it doesn't make him look good as well, because he's panicking and everything. It just makes him look weak. Like, Oda, for some reason, cannot make the bad guys intimidating. He's just not good at it. Like, it's no wonder people are getting mad with this arc, because Oda is not making the bad guys relevant. He's just making them punching bags for the good guys. That's all he's doing in this arc. And this chapter just solidifies that point. So CP0's hype has kind of just gone down, I feel like. The fact that they couldn't even properly beat a weakened Izo. I mean, they beat him in the end, but... Well, I don't know if the other guy did, but... He basically defeated one of the CP0 members. I don't know how he did that, but... Whatever. And now, apparently, the 5 elders... So this is something interesting, actually. So apparently the 5 elders have given the order to kill Luffy, which makes sense, honestly. I'm even surprised. But at this point with CP0, their hype has just gone down at this point. Like, they just feel like nothing at this point. Like, after this chapter, it just feels like there's no threat behind them. Maybe Lucci actually is the strongest member of CP0 now, not this dude. I thought it was this dude in the hat and stuff, but he's not. And it makes sense, obviously, that Luffy is the main target more than Nico Robin, because Luffy's the real problem here, not Robin. Robin is a problem, obviously, but Luffy it's starting to become an actual pain. So, yeah, makes sense. And then it looks like Drake is going to fight the other guy of CP0. So, again, I think I'm gonna save this for a video, because I don't want to talk about this now, but. The sum of this part of the chapter is a huge negative, I think. It's a huge negative. And then we get stuff with Nami, Robin, Zoro, we see all that stuff. Again, like, what Oda's trying to do in this, basically, he's trying to imply that there's some real danger and something's gonna happen. Nothing's gonna happen. I'm just telling you right now. Nothing in this arc is going to happen that is gonna change my mind. Like, they're trying to make it seem, oh wow, the castle coming down, fire, there's a fire in the castle, where everything's collapsing. Like, oh my god, people are gonna, like, Oda, just stop, okay? We all know you're too scared to kill characters off, okay? Don't give me this sense of danger when there's no danger. This arc has no danger. This is why this arc is absolute garbage. And then we see Law. Honestly, every time, bro, Law literally says in this chapter that he keeps saying, I have no strength left to put up a fight. He says it in the scans, and I'm just like, bro, I don't care what you have to say, Law. For some reason, Law, you have unlimited stamina. For some reason. I honestly don't care if Laws says that, because Law, honestly, everything Law says is complete BS anyway. He doesn't make any freaking sense in his own words. Well, Oda, sorry, doesn't know how to write, because he doesn't know how to do anything with this. Because what is he, like, Law has been saying for so many chapters, this is my last attack, this is my last attack, my stamina's low. He keeps saying that, and then he keeps doing attacks nonetheless, and we know that Law's power is limited. It just makes no sense. And in this chapter, he's basically saying that I have no strength left up to put up a fight. We know that's cap, because he's probably going to do something after. And then finally, we get to the best part about the chapter. By far the best part. First, I'll just get Kaido versus Luffy out of the way. Don't care. Listen, I don't care. Listen, this arc is boring because the good guys are just winning all the fights. If Luffy beats Kaido, it just feels like nothing's happened. Like, this arc has amounted to nothing. It really has amounted to nothing. I mean, the panel which Luffy's using his new Gear 4 attack is pretty cool. It's just basically Snake Man with Kongrasaki. That's literally it, okay? A lot of people saying it's a new attack. It's not a new attack. It's just, okay, it's called Gear 4 Snake Man Hydro. I mean, again, I don't care. We've seen Luffy punch Kaido so many chapters. I don't care. I don't even care about that, honestly. That's not even the best part about this chapter. The best part about this chapter is this little flashback we get of Kaido and Big Mom. Which, we don't see Kaido, but we see Big Mom. And I like this. This is the kind of stuff I want to see. I don't care. Honestly, Wano at this point is a lost cause in terms of a good arc. It's not a good arc. The only thing to me that's going to make me interested is when we get to the Kaido flashback. I am waiting for that, man. That is the stuff I'm waiting for. I don't care about the stuff that's happening in this final battle, because there is no sense of danger. Do you see my point? There is no sense of danger. There are no consequences. It's boring. If your good guys are constantly winning every fight, it just this arc means nothing. The only thing that's interesting to me about this arc is the lore, is the information. It's not the fights, it's not the stuff, it's not the characters, it's the lore. Honestly, I'm honestly thinking that's the only thing that's making me interested in this arc. And this stuff with Kaido and Big Mom is so interesting. And now we're going to talk about it. So let's talk about this quickly. So this is cool because we know a couple things, right? And this is really interesting because we find out in this chapter that Kaido joined the Rocks Pirate. So we're actually getting some Rocks Pirate lore, which I like. That's what I want to see. So we find out when Kaido joined the Rocks, he was 15 years old. So we have to do a bit of math here, guys. So if you guys don't know, in the, I think, Viva card data book, Kaido's age was revealed and it was 59. Now, we know that that means, so Kaido joined the Rocks Pirates 44 years ago. Now, what's interesting is, we know that 38 years ago, they were defeated. So, and one thing we can also take from this chapter is that Kaido didn't join the Rocks Pirates first. Big Mom was there before Kaido, so it's kind of implied that over 44 years ago, the Rocks Pirates were formed. So we don't know exactly the date when they were formed, but we know that Big Mom was on the crew before Kaido. So that's very important. And I really do like this. I really like the dialogue they have because, first, it's interesting because Big Mom says to Kaido, so this is your first time teaming up with Rocks. He's a good for nothing. Don't trust him. If something's bugging you, come tell me. Now that is interesting because we don't know anything about Rocks. We're still waiting to see the man himself. We don't know anything about him. We know nothing about him. We don't know what he's like. He's implied to be like an evil dude. We don't know what he's like though exactly. He's implied to be the Blackbeard of this era, of this old era. Sorry, but this stuff about Big Mom, because this goes back to what happened with Big Mom and Kaido. Because if you guys don't also remember, in this arc, it was revealed that Big Mom gave Kaido his devil fruit, and that was considered to be Kaido's lifelong debt. Apparently. Now, we don't know what this means specifically, because we can take a lot from this, because this kind of implies that the person because it's interesting that all the members of the Rocks Pirates kind of survived the incident at God's Valley, like Whitebeard, Shiki, Captain John, Kaido, Big Mom, like Bakin or Shaki, they all survived. And it's very interesting because in this chapter, it's revealed that Big Mom's even telling Kaido, don't trust him. And I do wonder that maybe, did Kaido trust him and he got betrayed by him at God's Valley? And I think that could be something. And this goes back to, I think, what Kaido said in this arc as well, about pirates stabbing you in the back once they know you've lost or something. Because remember, he gives this speech to the scabbards when they knock him down from the roof. And knock him down, and he gives them the speech about, like, pirates will stab you in the back once they know you've lost. So I do wonder, this kind of does imply, just based on this dialogue, it implies that Rocks betrayed Kaido. Now, we don't know the full story behind Rocks and Kaido, because I think we're going to get that. But this is interesting. And it's also cool, we get to see young Big Mom, I think, which is actually pretty cool. I bet all the boys are 30 for that, but here's the thing. This was the best part about the chapter. I'm hoping, because one thing I know Oda can do well is backstories. I know Oda can do that well. This is something I'm hoping Oda delivers, and I think he can do it. I 100% have faith in Oda with this. It's just about, is he gonna rush it? Is he gonna ruin it? I hope not, because I think with Kaido's flashback, you could write an entire arc out of it. It's so good. There's so much content that we can get as viewers. But yeah, I think that's the chapter. Again, the chapter was alright. Izo CP0 stuff, hated it. Big Mom Kaido stuff, loved it. Luffy, I mean, whatever, he's doing a cool attack on Kaido, whatever. Zunisha Momonosuke, fine. Like, Rise of Fukurokuju, whatever. Orochi Komurasaki, the story's moving forward. So, the story's moving forward. And CP0 just looked like a joke. So, this chapter, to me, again, like I said, it's a 5 out of 10. Again, I can't wait to talk about this arc, because I can't talk about this arc fully, because the arc's not finished yet. Obviously, once the arc is finished, I am going to do a full video on it. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm thinking of making a current video just to talk about the current events in the Wano arc and why I think this arc is absolute trash compared to other arcs. So yeah. Anyway, this is your boy Draco Sean. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out. Have a good day.